two young adults vanishing without a trace and leaving their families to ask why decades later.
Today marks 35 years since police started looking for two Christopher Newport University students. Their case is known as one of the Colonial Parkway Murders.
News C reporter Kelsey Jones has our morning update after talking to family members of one of the victims.
35 years later and still lots of questions. It's a case News 3 has been following since the late 80s. Yet with little to no evidence from police, Monday marks another year where Keith Call's siblings tell me this case remains cold. Wind chimes blow in the wind of Rosewell Memorial Gardens in Gloucester County. That's where I spoke with the brother and sister of Keith Call.
What happened to Keith? What happened to Sandra? But what happened to Keith?
Questions that many ask, but have no answers to.
As you can tell, we are still out there pushing to find out answers after all these years.
35 years to be exact. Keith Call and Cassandra Haley went on a date together on April 9th, 1988. It started off as a trip to the movies before stopping by a party near Christopher Newport University. But we are told that was the last place the two were seen. The next day, Keith's car was found along the Colonial Parkway, but the couple's bodies were never found. At one point, officials thought the couple may have gone for a swim and drowned. This is our broadcast from 1988.
Officials say the evidence indicates the couple went skinny dipping in the York River.
Meanwhile, the Calls never believed that theory.
He wasn't the type of kid that would just go off missing, you know. So I was in shock, and you know, my whole family was in shock.
Police have little to no evidence on what happened to the couple. The case is grouped with 3 other unsolved double murders that happened between 1986 and 1989, called the Colonial Parkway Murders. Fast forward to today, it remains unclear if these cases were all connected. But Keith being ripped away from his family remains a hard pill to swallow for his siblings.
He was a popular kid. He was a good kid. He was popular, and you know, I think a lot of people
didn't get a chance to say goodbye
Nobody
either,
did,
you know?
yeah.
But Joyce and Doug are not giving up hope that the FBI will find their brother's remains. If found, they say he could lay peacefully between his parents' tombstone.
How did just two people disappear off the face of the earth, you know?
A Maryland cemetery organization is designing a monument that will have this prom picture of Keith that will be attached to the family's headstone.
And it feels like the right time, but it's been 35 years. And like we have both said, everybody is getting older now. And it's something we've thought about on and off for years.
I've reached out to FBI Norfolk officials to see if there are any new details about this case. They did send me a statement saying, in part, the Norfolk FBI continues to tirelessly investigate this tragic incident in cooperation with our local law enforcement partners. However, beyond this, the FBI still cannot otherwise provide further updates on this investigation. And out of respect for the investigation, we cannot comment further. I'm Kelsey Jones, News 3.